Good morning and welcome to PSJA Java Chat, your morning chat with your favorite PSJA ISD Instructional Technology Integration Specialist, where we discuss EdTech tools and trends with invited guests and, of course, our morning coffee.
Welcome to PSJA Java Chat Episode 3. In this episode, we talk to Annahiz Cortez, our December District Tech Innovator and 4th grade teacher at Berta Palacios Elementary. Mrs. Cortez has been honored as December's Tech Integrator of her campus due to her creativity, mindset, and open attitude, which allowed her to deliver engaging and innovative lessons in her classroom. Her enthusiasm for technology motivates both her students and colleagues. Hi, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Java Chat. This morning, we're going to be having conversations with an amazing teacher at Berta Palacios Elementary, Annahiz Cortez. My name is Valentin Guerra, and we have also in our department, here is Zenaida Elizondo joining us. And let's start right off. Good morning, Annahiz.
Hi, good morning.
So just to start things off, can you tell us a little bit about you and your journey, what ignited to use technology in education that will make you become or get this title of our District Technology Innovator?
I was actually very surprised to get the District Technology Innovator, so that was awesome. My technology journey started when I first started teaching. Back then, it seems very basic with Quizlet and Kahoot. Obviously, technology has tremendously enhanced since then, and students are more receptive to it as well, and they learn it a lot faster, I think, now in comparison.
Yeah, I did. How long have you been a teacher?
This is my 15th year.
And do you remember when you started being a teacher? What, like you said, you were using Kahoot,
And
now and Quizlet.
And Quizlet, yeah.
And
now, I mean, Kahoot itself has changed also a lot, but I prefer quizzes. So now I use quizzes. I use CurryPod, Magic School AI, We Will Write. I mean, there's just so many. There's so many resources out there. It can become a little overwhelming sometimes.
All right, talk about changes, and like even those programs have changed throughout the years.
Yes,
now.
they have. They've enhanced with the time as well, which has been great to see also. Those improvements, especially during COVID, how when it became everything was virtual, a lot of programs stepped up their game and really helped teachers teach virtually.
And doing all that, it started, like you said, students get more familiar with it and kind of becomes part of your teaching and their not only instruction but their resources, like their notebooks and their pencils is their device now too.
Their device, yes.
So thinking about that at your classroom becoming as a technology playground, what are some tools that right now are standing out or programs that make it special in your classroom?
Right now, CurryPod and We Will Write have been amazing. I never thought my students would beg to write SERs and ECRs. They love getting the feedback right away. They love just being able, I guess, because it's more interactive. They get to type it out. They're loving that. So I'm like, okay, good.
Oh wow,
That's been great.
We've been venturing a little bit, but We Will Write. CurryPod, I kind of know a little bit more, but can you tell me a little bit about We Will Write?
We Will Write has some descriptive prompts, so I use it more for sentence structure to help with the revising and editing. It's more geared towards creative writing more than anything, but they are practicing writing complete sentences, which is what we need for the grammar portion of our reading. So, I mean, it still works out. They still laugh at each other's responses because it's a little silly. It's not so serious, like actually looking at a passage and revising it. Now it's revising each other's sentences and in a fun manner.
Oh, so the students are able to see
the other students'
Everybody else's,
responses and
yes,
they start revising each other. So
yeah.
kind of like what CurePod does too, in a way, when they start selecting which one's their favorite, but not necessarily just this one goes a little bit step forward and allows you to revise the sentences.
Well, it doesn't allow them to revise it. We do it in like as a class. So I
Okay.
project their responses on the new line, and then from there we're revising it as a class or in groups. They have to revise their own work. So it's just adding a little bit more of what
Wow.
I need the help for, but using the technology as well.
Well, I'm like, that makes me think about higher level of thinking, more critical thinking. If you're
Yeah,
able to revise somebody else's work, because sometimes we're more critical with our own sentences.
with
Like,
ourselves,
I'm
yes.
horrible. I'm horrible at revising my own things. But when that Debbie and Senaida are like my revisers. Like, if before I send an email, if I don't have them
Check it,
read it,
please.
you should see how it sounds. But now, well, I'm like, AI helps me a little bit more.
Yeah, AI's been great.
So how do you deal with balancing technology and learning? Like, I know that it can get a lot of fun, it can get a little distracting. So how do you weave it into your lesson plans to make it more, I guess, magical without a distraction?
I think consistency, where it becomes part of the classroom routine. It's nothing out of the ordinary. At the beginning, yes, at the beginning, they get super excited. They're like, this is new. And it's hard to get them to like calm down. But then once they see it three, four, five, 5 times,
Uh-huh.
it's like every day type of thing. They're like, oh, okay, it's part of the lesson. It's just part of learning. It's
Cool.
no biggie. So consistency.
Yeah, we've actually looked at some tools and we're really like, oh my God, they have too much in it. We can just not even imagine. I'm like, do you have any examples of anything like that any tools that you've tried to use and it was like crazy and then they got used to it?
Mm, let me see. Well, we will write. I started, we will write, and at first they were like, because it's geared more towards creative writing, and they're not used to that type of writing.
Hmm.
So it was just like, and what do you mean? And it was chaos. And then we reflect. So after I bring in new technology,
Hmm.
we reflect as a class to see how we liked it, what we liked, what we didn't like, what we can do better for next time, stuff like that.
Hmm.
And so then they already know the expectations for the following time. So it gets a little bit easier. And then they understood it a little bit better the second time around. And then finally they're like, oh, okay, my writing needs to change. Like my way of thinking needs to change. So that one was a little chaotic
But
when I
that's still
introduced it.
very strong though. I love it. Is that I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little confused here. I don't know if like because in a way kind of sounded like a different product from We Will Write. Like we reflect. No, you're reflecting as a class,
As
right?
a class, yes. So
And I'm
we
like, maybe
reflect
you should.
every time I introduce new, like something new, some type of new technology to my class, we reflect at the end of it. So I let them know this is the first time we're using it. This is my first time using it. We're gonna learn this together, and we're gonna decide whether it works for us, whether it doesn't work for us.
And maybe
So
you should patent it before We Will Write tries to make a second program says we reflect and you can sell it to them because that sounds awesome. I love that you're grabbing the tool, you're thinking together as a class, and that will bring the buy-in also from your students because they're evaluating that program. That's super cool. Now, I know that I know fifth grade and Palacios is departmentalized. Is your grade level departmentalized too?
no, we're
No.
self-contained.
So you're self-contained. I'm sure that you do some projects. Do you have any example that comes to mind where your students were doing a project, then it turned them into technology wizards? Like they were, what were the students doing? What products were they using? And they had aha moments because they were able to create things.
We recently did a project where I gave them a budget of $500 to go somewhere in Texas, to go to
Okay.
plan their trip. So they were having to research and calculate costs and find out different places to visit.
I think
Down
we
for
lost.
everything. And
We
is the
lost you
connection
for a
bad?
second.
Okay, which part?
They were getting the cuts, the costs, and researching.
Okay, so they
and
had
okay.
yes. So they researched places to go in Texas. They had to find out how much it would cost for their family to go. Um, different for mileage, for hotels, for all of that, and then had to present it. They had to create either some of them created a Google slide, some of them created a Canva, and they presented their project on where they were going. But there was a lot of little aha moments on how to use. I mean, they're fourth graders, so it's also teaching them how to research using Google. They used AI on Canva, so they were excited about that. So that one was really, really great to see all the little aha moments.
Wow, that is a great project and a great idea. How did you come up with it?
AI.
Awesome! I'm so proud of you because I'm
Thank you,
like,
Wade.
you were describing it. It was like even if you wanted to, and I don't know, it might be a little step too high. I was like, because I'm an Excel. I love sheets. I'm like, you can even bring in
Oh, yeah,
sheets.
same.
You
I
did
love
you use
sheets,
it?
but
Oh,
I
okay,
did
awesome.
not bring in sheets. I did
Okay.
not, but I love them personally. We did
Maybe someday
a
you'll feel
cost table.
confident enough.
Yes.
So we hope that classrooms are a mix of tech-savvy students, and we all know that some of them
Yes.
have, some of them are like our go-to techies, and those might need a little bit extra step, just like us teachers. Some of us might be more tech-savvy. Some of us might be a little reluctant. How do you ensure that everybody is on board when using technology?
Patience. Lots and
Okay.
lots of patience and having tech helpers. It helps your tech savvy kids have help with their leadership roles, and then it also helps the ones that are not so tech savvy be okay with asking for help. And sometimes I'll also just pretend, I'll be like, guys, I forgot how to do this, and my can you help me and stuff like that. So giving them that confidence that not everybody knows how to work technology, and it's okay.
I have somebody that asked a question. Let me see real quick while we're having a conversation. Good morning, Ms. Palacios.
Oh,
The
what is the checking code?
the checking code will be PSJ Tech. It should be just PSJ Tech, and if not, like just let me know, and I'll make sure that I'll check you in after the podcast. So, sorry, Annahiz, can you?
It's okay.
Okay, perfect. We know that there's different tools. You were talking about tools like Canva, and those are great for creativity. They're also really good for collaboration. They have a whiteboard.
Yes.
How are ways that you think technology can spark the creativity and collaboration among your students?
Well, Canva specifically,
Hmm.
since you mentioned that one, it really helps them showcase, like, expand how they want to create like backgrounds and that creativity, because on Google Slides it's very basic, it's very just like
Hmm.
one color, or it's harder to add different elements to it. And on Canva it's a lot easier to add different pictures and elements. Now it's just teaching them that they don't need to have 100 different pictures on one slide. So it's just showing them that also.
Oh, wow. So, is this something that because I know that you're at an IB school.
Yes.
So, do you use Canva or Google Slides for the IB projects for them when they start presenting?
For during, like, I guess the regular school year from like August to
Uh-huh.
STAR testing, I give my students the option to use Google Slides or Canva. And
Okay.
then once we go towards our IB, like our main IB project, I do focus more on Canva to get them give them that familiarity with Canva. Just because there's a lot more that you can do with Canva.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
introducing the AI options in there too.
Mhm. The generative AI, like where you can just type what is it that you're envisioning, the description of that,
And it does it.
and it does it.
It's
I love
amazing.
it, and it's just crazy. Now,
And the
like
kids
there's a
too, they're
new.
just like, what? Like, wow, like mind blown.
I know, but then I'm like, I'm sure, like you were saying at the beginning, and now they're used to it. It's part of a tool that
Yes.
they it's like their right hand. And we already talked about how introducing new tools is like a roller coaster ride, and how you just having patience and having them practice with it, which to me is it's it's key. I'm like practice. I'm like what I've done and what I've heard other teachers, and I'm sure you do that too. Is you were saying practice. Let them like maybe the first time go and click and point and
Play
whatever
with it.
and
Learn
use
from
it to
playing
get
with it.
used
Just
to
play
it.
with it.
Now we know lately we've been encountering for like the last year and a half a lot of AI, and the educational world, the educational technology world has and does change very often. And right now, I feel like it's been even changing more rapidly with AI. How do you keep yourself abreast with the ever always evolving technology and the
It
tools?
it can be very overwhelming. There's so many things out there. Uh, but TikTok, social media, TikTok, and teacher Facebook groups have been great. You hear it from them, first where how their kids did it, or what their kids liked, or what they didn't like, and things like that. And then you kind of decide whether you want to try it out in your classroom or not. That's been mainly, or sometimes it's just searching up, I need help with ECRs and SERs, like what programs are out there. And, I did that with CuriPod, and because I used CuriPod last year and 2 years ago, and they didn't have this option for
Mhm.
ECRs and SERs. And well, those years I was teaching science, so I wasn't too concerned about the ECRs as I was this year. And so I found out about it through, I Googled search, like what type of platform can I use to grade ECRs? And they gave me CurePod. So then I was like, oh, I hadn't even checked that one. Let me go back in there, and it worked out.
Magic.
Yeah,
Magic.
it's awesome.
I know. I love CurePod. I do feel when it generates some of the lessons. How do you feel that, Mike? Maybe I should ask you this. How do you feel about the all the activities in there? Do you feel like they're all functional, or some of them are just fluff?
Some of them are fluff. Some of them are fluff. Yes, they are. But sometimes the kids like the fluff, and sometimes it's
Yeah,
good to just let them have that little bit of fluff.
brain break.
And
Yeah,
you don't have to use everything on the platform either.
true.
So just use the tools that you want to use from each platform, has been my thing, because it can be very overwhelming with all of our options out there.
Yes.
With uses of technology, there's too many
Yeah.
platforms.
There's way too many platforms. I do like CurePod that you can put your own slides and it will read them and create activities with them.
Activity.
Even though some of them are fluff, but like you said, you can remove them. And it was really funny when you were just saying, I'm like, I just Googled something and I got that information, and I was like, when was the last time I used Google? Like, because seriously, like, I go automatically to a chatbot now.
To
A
chatbots
lot of
now,
the
to AI.
searches that I do, I don't know if you've seen it. I went to a bot. I'm like, are we gonna be changing our wording now? It's really fun. You make me reflect. See, you should theme. You make it your own brand. We reflect.
We reflect.
Great. Let me go to our next question. Um, for educators, we have like we were discussing about your students. We have some that are a little bit more reluctant about technology. I feel like I'm like I know you. I've interacted with you. I know what you're using. I've been during your SEAL season. I'm very proud of what you're doing. So let me just say that with Storefront,
Thank
I'm
you.
like the reason that we selected you out of all of the so every campus has a district a campus integrator of the month. And Debbie and I and Sinaida, we get together and we look at what is said about why you were selected for the integrator, and we select monthly our innovator. That means like out amongst all of the teachers in the district, you were selected for that. So I believed I saw, I read, and we liked what you're doing in the classroom. That's what it is. So
Thank you.
going with that, you are a forefront of trying things, just having this conversation with you. What would you tell a teacher that is a little bit more reluctant or doesn't feel confident enough in incorporating technology into their teaching, into their classroom? How would you help this person?
Go in there knowing that mistakes are going to happen. Mistakes are going to happen. Technology isn't 100%. I mean, just right now we were talking and I kind of like, we lost connection. It happens. Like it happens. We can't control it. And as frustrating as it is, right? Because you're like, I want it to work and it doesn't always work this the way we want to, especially like the first couple of times that we're trying new things. But also get your tech helpers involved. Get your techie kids involved. Because once they buy in, they're the ones that are gonna be able to help you with your other students as well. Use them. They love technology. Our kids right now, they love technology. They've grown up with technology. That's all they know.
Yeah.
So yeah, just mistakes are gonna happen. Be patient with yourself and with the students. Stick to maybe one or two platforms. Because then it becomes overwhelming, and then just work on those until you've mastered those.
Get your maybe not even your feet wet. Get your toes wet first, and then put your feet in.
Yeah,
Perfect. I love that.
Try one. Just try one.
Cool. And then can you share some resources or PD experiences that have been game changers for you in your tech innovation journey? Anything that you've been to, like somebody, you went to a training, or like you were saying in TikTok, would you already talk about CuraPod, something maybe different?
I'm more into play with the program and then figure it out from there. So but I know I did attend some of your sessions when it came to AI and using Magic School to grade our ECRs for our benchmark and how to integrate that, right? So if I see something that catches my interest that matches with what I am struggling with in the classroom, because realistically as teachers, we don't know it all and there's always ways to improve. So if something aligns with my interest, then I'll join one of the PD sessions.
Cool. So joining PD sessions, have you been to trainings to Region 1 or anything like that?
I have not.
Maybe that's something, if you look at something, you can always talk to your principal and they should allow you to.
Yes.
They might allow you to go and it's for growth. So keep an eye.
I haven't asked, to be honest, because I'm just like, but what's the worst that they can say? No, right?
The worst they can say is no.
Is no.
Exactly. And just to finish it up here, because we're almost out of time, looking ahead at the emerging technologies or trends, are you excited about something specific about what is shaping technology now, or anything new that might be coming?
Okay, the integration of AI in education, it's been growing, and I feel it's gonna enhance and grow even more. Especially now we know that our state assessments are being graded through AI. So as a teacher, having some type of AI to help us grade, because that's how they're going to be graded in the state anyway, right? So we might as well use that to our advantage instead of, I don't want to say wasting time, because it's not a waste of time, but instead of, we could use our time better. Our time could be better spent instead of reading the ECRs and trying to give them each a feedback. Instead of the ECRs being graded by AI, they get the automatic feedback, and then they're able to revise it and learn from their own mistakes. So using our time wisely with AI, taking advantage of that, I think I'm excited for that to happen.
Yeah, I like that. And I one of the things that I talked to CurePod about is like, because I love CurePod, but you're only able to use it in class. Like, you're not able to assign it as an
assignment.
As an assignment to go home or whatever. So even if I don't know if you've ever used or built a chatbot for ECR on, like, let's say Magic Student or on Spaces and School AI. If you know, we can do it together. But if you do, let's say, set up an ECR auto grading and you want to send it for homework, or you want to put them in groups, or individual would be better actually, and they get their own automatic feedback, and then they're able to revise it and they can submit another response right then and there in the same spot,
and like get feedback again,
and get feedback, so like that.
Using your time wisely.
That would be great, and you can do that with Magic School and with School AI with Spaces. So great. And we did have a comment by Ms. Palacios that these are wonderful apps that they not only help students, but they also help educators, and they help us, your specialists, and your curriculum writers. And they've been helping us out throughout. Thank you, Annahiz. This was such a fun morning. I feel like we digged a lot into what you're doing in your classroom. I want to come see more of you in the classroom, if that's okay. I will visit
whenever.
If there's anything that you need from me, feel free to reach out to me, reach out to Debbie.